Hey everybody, Chuck Harder's here, wanting to tell everybody about a project that I'm working on. I've decided to write a book about collectors. I'm an avid collector of all things automobilia and petrolia, and I know so many guys out there that are amazing collectors and maybe their story isn't being told properly. So I've decided to write a book about them, more so about the collector, about the person, about what makes us tick, why us crazy collectors do this crazy stuff that we do, and not so much about, oh, he's got 50 cars or 20 motorcycles or 100 gas pumps, but more about the person. So we've started writing the book. I have a little team of family and friends that are helping me. But within that effort, we're also going to be doing a video series, and I'm going to be going out to my favorite collectors and sitting down with them, just nonchalant, shooting the you-know-what, sitting with them talking about their life, how they got started, what they've done, their best deals, their worst deals, and a lot of good stuff about their lives as collectors. So that's the project. The project's going to take a while. The book is probably going to take me a year. We're doing it all on our own. We're going to publish it on our own, write it on our own, all that stuff. So that's going to be a while. But as we write the book and we go out and meet with collectors, we're going to do the video series. And today is going to be the introduction of the first video we did. And when I was prepping for the video series, which we believe is going to be called the Legacy Series, you know, you have to think about who you want to start out with. What collector out there do I want to sit down with first? And it took me about a second to think about that, because the first guy that we did an interview with is maybe unarguably the greatest collector in American history. Luckily for me, he's a good buddy. I have not known him my whole collecting life, but I've known him about maybe 7 years. But we hit it off right from the bat. For 6, 7, 8 years, we've been buying from each other, selling to each other, trading, and overall just being really good friends. He's a really cool guy. So the first video is about a guy named Charlie Schalbaum, who lives close to me up in Allentown, PA. He has been a dealer and collector for over 6 decades. He started in the early 50s with cars and always has had a passion for automobilia. Little bit of petrolia, but really more automobilia. Worked his way up through the years and decades to be one of the biggest dealers there is. They call him the King of Hershey. If you've been to the Hershey swap meet over the years, you know Charlie. He's got the best setup, the biggest setup, the greatest inventory, and the guy's just a real hoot. Some of my best days have been going up and just hanging out with Charlie, sitting around talking, so I knew that he had to be the first guy that I interviewed. With all of that, so we did the interview a few months ago. Bill, who's standing behind the camera right now, has been working on it, editing it, getting it to look all right. So it just takes time. And last week, Paul Schalbaum, Charlie's son, called me and gave me the bad news that Charlie passed away. So Charlie passed last Thursday, May 4th, after a night at the casino, of course. Charlie was a collector to the very end. The week prior, I talked to Charlie twice. He tried to do a trade with me on a banner that he really wants out of my collection. So Charlie was the wheeler and dealer and collector to the very, very end. He was a great friend of mine. And I'd like to think, me and Trish were talking the other day, and I'd love to think that last week when Charlie met Peter, the first thing he said was, "What's the best you can do on those gates?" So, in memory of Charlie Schalbaum, we are introducing the first release of our video. I hope you enjoy it. We planned on 30 minutes. Let's sit down and talk with Charlie for 30 minutes. I think 2 hours later, Bill behind the camera was going, "Okay, I got to stop. The camera's going to die." With a guy like Charlie Schalbaum and the life he lived, the amazing life that this guy lived, an hour and a half is not enough. 5 hours isn't enough. When we left that day, actually, we went and ate and said, "Okay, we're going to be doing part 2, 3, and 4 with Charlie Schalbaum. Aviator, supplying cars to the Godfather series, dealer, automobilia, amazing life that this guy lived. I mean, he owned his own P-51 Mustang. I mean, it just goes on and on. So, I think the video is going to be about an hour and a half. So grab a cold one maybe, kick back, and enjoy my conversation with Charlie Schalbaum. Thank you.